Hello, Facebook, and hello, YouTube. Thank you for joining us here today on the Egora Experience. Today I have with me Daniel Stolpe from the great nation of Finland. Daniel, you are an investor, an environmental activist, a gardener. Please tell us a few more words about yourself.
I started with working as entrepreneur after I got the opportunity in Finland. The chimney sweeping market was deregulated, so I decided to move there and start my own business. And I've always been interested in environment. Since 2005, I have known about thriving on vegetable oil.
That's right. Your van is equipped with I don't know what you call it, but you can actually
system.
a two-tank system, so
Yes.
you can drive on vegetable oil. This guy is about as sustainable as it gets. Well, we can talk more about that later. But okay, so for those of you who are here, the International Logic Party has built a new kind of networking platform. It's called Egora, and it actually makes politics rational, efficient, and incorruptible. This thing actually gives ordinary citizens like us real political power. Through Egora, we can make our governments do what we, the people, want them to do. Now, on this show, we will be using the Egora to discuss some political issues and ideas, and we want you to participate with us. So please register for Egora at egora-ilp.org. That website is in the title of this video, so you should be able to find it there. But then you can search both me and my guest Daniel, and then as we're having our discussion, you will be able to vote on our ideas by including them into your ideological profile, if you wish to support them. Here your voice has real power, and we want to hear you speak. Okay, Daniel, so let's get started. We're going to discuss two ideas in the Egora, one from me and one from you, and we will try to get each other to support those ideas. We already agreed that I will go first, and then in the second half we will switch, and then you will try to get me to support one of your ideas. So, round one. Let's see. This is one of my ideas from my ideological profile. If you are in the Egora, if you look in the 11-point position, you will find this idea about, to summarize it, it's about disposing and recycling waste materials. So I'm going to read out the text of this idea to you. It's pretty quick, so, but just stay with me. I'll try to keep this entertaining. In order to reduce the impact of our society on the environment and to enhance the stability of both our society and the environment, we must make every effort to minimize the production of waste materials. This should be achieved primarily through programs that financially incentivize the consumers to segregate and recycle waste materials. Second, we should sponsor community programs that educate the public how to reduce the amount of waste we produce and how to dispose of potentially hazardous waste. What do you think about this idea, Daniel?
I think that sounds great.
Yeah? Dude, you actually like this? All right, so here's the point. I have this idea in my ideological profile. I'm giving this idea 11 points. This idea already has 31 points from other people, actually. I know a few of them. Are you willing to support this idea as it is right now? Does this sound good enough to you? Does this speak for you? Would you be willing to add this to your IP?
I think that's great. I don't see anything questionable with it.
All right, to be honest with you, I would love to see this idea developed. I think there's actually so much more to be said about this. There's like, we need to have a much bigger discussion about how we can actually, obviously, if we're talking about spending taxpayer money, we need to discuss what are the best ways to actually spend that.
True.
Because, you know, I know, and I don't know how to recycle those batteries. I'd love to actually be able to learn that. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm a pretty lazy guy. I don't want to do the research myself, but if you're doing this with other people, I think in a community environment, that would be more fun, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So at this point, our idea at this point?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. All right, that was easy. So we have support for this idea. You should be expecting to see this idea rise on the idea dominance index. All right, so now we're at the halfway point of our show, and in a moment we'll switch sides. But I just want to put all of this in context. You and I are here to discuss some ideas and issues that we care about, and maybe we will succeed not at this point on this previous idea. We just agreed on that, but it's not just up to us. Even if you and I don't persuade each other, we are just two voices, and we have all those people out there who can also speak, and they are judging and deciding what makes the most sense. So for those of you who are watching, if what either of us is saying resonates with you, please go ahead and support those ideas in the Egora. Again, egora-ilp.org. Support that idea in your ideological profile. We all share in the power here. So, round two. Daniel, do you have an idea for me? Is there something that you would like to get my support on, or I don't know, or what do you want to talk to the people about? It's up to you. It's on the table. Your game.
I think about, for example, education system.
Okay.
Could be designed in a way that the kids could like what they learn, and they shouldn't be forced to learn something they're not interested in, to some extent.
Okay, now is there a specific idea that you could give me to support? That's what this is all about. I'm looking for good ideas. I want to support good ideas. Which specific idea that you support do you think you could?
Like, for example, some kids are very practical, but they are not very theoretical. So they could learn some things very easily by, for example, doing something practical instead of just learning a lot of stuff, memorizing a lot of stuff in their head.
Okay. All right. Well, is there an idea that you're trying to get me to support, or what? Like, listen, I still got some points, man. I still have some points in my ideological profile. Tell me how to allocate those points most effectively. That's how do I build my portfolio here? So, any one of these ideas? All right.
Where is it now? The one you showed me before.
Yeah, we agree on a lot of these ideas. Yeah. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Okay. I mean, do you have this idea? Dude, we got to get more solid with this, man. Like here, we got this idea. Learning is more important than grades. That's the idea. All right. Okay.
I just didn't find it there. Okay, great.
Yeah, this is you got to come prepared to the battlefield, my friend. This is you got to be ready to So learning is more important than grades. You support this idea, right?
Absolutely.
And actually, I support this idea as well. Now, this idea was actually introduced by a friend of mine. He's one of the founding members of, the basis, the origin of this idea was introduced into the Egora by a friend of mine. He's one of the founding members of the International Logic Party from Albania, and he said students are more important than grades. Obviously, students are more important than grades. We redeveloped this idea. We said learning is more important than grades because that's what we're talking about. Yeah. So this is what Daniel and we both came to an agreement, and we're trying to get your support for this idea together. Actually, we both agree on this already. So to you, Panayot, develop our education system so that the grades are not discouraging to the students, so that they focus on actually how to develop themselves, not just what's on a piece of paper. That's
should also be minded students to compensate for the lack of theoretical abilities, I think.
yes. I think I see what you mean.
Yes.
To be honest with you, I don't know how to put that. Really needs to be developed. At this point, it's just saying learning is more important than grades, but there is so background. You know, we contribute to developing this idea. That's up for round 2 then. And half of the show, fascinating stuff. If any of these ideas speak for you, please support them in the Agora so they can rise up, so more people can see them. Daniel, thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you for those.
Sure.
Thank you. And thank you for those who joined us watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the show. But hey, if ideas that we discussed today, if they do not represent you well enough, please go ahead and create your own ideas in the Agora. Tell others about the Egora Experience show to discuss those ideas with me, or best yet, get the word out. Wow, that's hey, thanks a lot.